It was 2018, and for the first time in my 27 years, I didn't want to run away. After a life spent trying to escape from violence, illness, and tragedy, I'd finally found a home. My days were spent tending to the many hard-won responsibilities and relationships that defined my newfound stability. I took pride in having multiple jobs, many people who relied on me, excellent grades, and a highly structured and effective schedule. Yet on January 1st, I found myself alone, flying over the ocean to study art in rural Ireland. I was in shock, floating untethered from all of the obligations that had grounded me. It was just me, my sketchbook, and the promise of 4 months. My shoulders were hunched with the wisdom I'd forgotten. The thin place begins with silence, with days full of restless wandering through unfamiliar places, talking so little that you forget if you can, with eyes wide open, watching everything. In the thick gray damp, I unclenched my tight fist of control and surrendered to the quiet. In the ever-shifting weather of the Burren, I remembered how it is to live according to the rhythms of nature, to be wet and cold and faced with the inescapable reality that I am not just on this earth, I am of it. I am this howling wind, this life-giving water, this unshakable, eternal rock. And as I listened to the rain, I remembered this, my first home. With my peers, I learned to clamber over the exposed stone like mountain goats, to walk by moonlight, to scale the beautiful walls that divided the fields without toppling them. We waded in near-frozen streams, laughing and shrieking, and on rare sunny days, we wandered around drunk with delight, our smiling faces to the heavens like sunflowers. In the darkness, we learned to see color in everything, and without knowing it, I shed the weight of my forgetting. During the winter, villagers huddled together around each other's light, forming a bonfire of laughter and songs and stories that chased away the shadows. They shared everything they had, their sorrows, their grief, their music. Soon I too was singing in the church and at community events, strumming along with the joyous chorus of ukuleles. These were the songs of my childhood, of my mother and sisters, the songs of a home I'd left behind. After years of silently making my own way, here was my voice, my family, in the churches and pubs of a thin place. And one day I looked in the mirror, and for the first time, what I saw was not fractured into acceptable pieces. Across the ocean, across the void, there I was, a grown-up version of a wild Kentucky girl, shoulders straight with the wisdom I'd remembered.